Clara's heart raced as she exchanged hesitant glances with her companions, the energy around them pulsating with an ancient foreboding. "We can't ignore it," she whispered, the thrill of the unknown igniting her resolve. The others shifted uneasily, their instincts urging them to flee, but Clara pressed on, gripping Marco's arm for support. "What could be lurking in here?" she murmured, straining to listen over the drumming of her own heart. Another growl sounded, deep and resonant, reverberating off the stone walls, mingling with their growing dread. It was a sound that spoke of hidden dangers just beyond their comprehension, a guardian, perhaps, warning them to depart or face the consequence of their intrusion. Clara took a deep breath, the cool air sharp against her lungs, and willed herself to move forward. A rush of adrenaline surged through her as she stepped deeper into the shadows. "We need to keep moving," she urged, driven by an overwhelming desire to confront the enigma that lay ahead. The growl intensified, sending shivers down Clara's spine, a primal warning that seemed to shake the very foundation of their resolve. "What if it's not just a sound?" she pondered aloud, her voice quavering as the images of unseen horrors filled her mind. The group's anxiety mounted, palpable in the heavy air that enveloped them, yet Clara felt an inexplicable urge to discover the truth. "There might be clues hidden here," she declared, her eyes darting about the chamber in search of answers, convinced the answers they sought were just out of reach. Marco exchanged glances with the others, uncertainty clouding his expression, yet he stepped closer, drawn by the same intoxicating pull. "Just be careful," he cautioned, his voice barely masking his own apprehension as they ventured further. Clara nodded in acknowledgement, trying to steady her trembling hands as she traced her fingers along the damp stone, feeling the cool surface beneath her touch. In the shadows, glimmers of light reflected off the carvings, revealing deeper layers of their mystery. "Look at this one," she exclaimed, spotting an intricate depiction of a creature with elongated features, a textured body surrounded by swirling patterns, and eyes that seemed to glisten with an ancient wisdom. The more she studied these works, the more she felt a connection to the entities that ancient hands had carved into the stone. They must have worshipped something incredible, Clara speculated, her mind racing. "Maybe it was the being we saw?" she offered, a flicker of excitement breaking through the unease. The others leaned in, captivated but cautious, the growl still echoing ominously in their ears. They felt the moment stretching, poised on the brink of discovery or disaster. "Stay vigilant," Marco whispered, as they circled around the carvings, a sense of impending revelation weaving its way among them. Clara bravely stepped back, her pulse quickening as her eyes scanned for more secrets hidden in the folds of time, pushing deeper into the heart of the darkness that surrounded them. Each new revelation pulled at her more fiercely, as if the shadows themselves were alive, eager to reveal the depths of their ancient lore. Clara felt an electric thrill at the prospect of unlocking the mysteries that pressed in around them, despite the dread that lingered like a dark cloud. "What do you think it is?" she asked, glancing at Marco, who momentarily hesitated, lost in thought. "Maybe it's trying to protect something," he replied, his brow furrowing as he pieced together the fragmented symbols before them. "Like a warning to outsiders." They must have believed it had power. That notion resonated with Clara, deepening her fascination. But what kind of power? She pondered aloud, feeling the weight of their surroundings grow heavier. Behind them, the low growl echoed again, sending a fresh wave of tension rippling through the group. Unfazed, Clara took a step closer to the carving that depicted the elongated creature, its form holding the promise of ancient wisdom waiting to be uncovered. "We're not just looking at art, we're staring into a legacy," she insisted, her voice a blend of fear and determination. "We need to learn the truth." The creature's eyes seemed to call to her, beckoning her to unravel the stories frozen in stone. With each heartbeat, her resolve solidified. This was no longer a mere exploration, but a quest for understanding that transcended fear. Clara sensed that the shadows concealed a deeper truth beneath the surface, one that was worth every moment of discomfort they felt. The others fidgeted at the edges of their collective decision, but Clara pressed on, her fingers dancing along the jagged textures, feeling the energy pulsing beneath her touch. "Let's work together, we can decipher this," she urged, looking to her companions. The group gathered closer, exchanging glances filled with a blend of excitement and trepidation. Clara felt the collective heartbeat of their adventure synchronizing as they focused on the carvings together. "If we combine our observations, we might uncover its significance," Marco suggested, his voice firmer now, trusting in Clara's spirit even as anxiety nagged at him. Drawing them in closer, Clara began to trace the lines of the carvings, her mind racing to connect the dots of this hidden history. She felt their eyes lingering on her with anticipation, pushing her to dig deeper as she channeled her determination into each stroke, feeling the ancient energy of the chamber shift around them. As Clara's fingers glided over the surface, she noticed something peculiar about the pattern of the intricate markings formed a repeating sequence that seemed almost melodic, resonating with an unspoken rhythm. "This isn't just imagery, it's like a song," she whispered, her excitement bubbling to the surface, transforming the air around them. "Could it be a hymn or an incantation?" Marco speculated, leaning in closer, the rational part of him battling against the mystical allure of the moment. The carvings pulsated in the limited light, revealing layers of meaning that hinted at a narrative intertwined with their very presence. Clara could almost feel the pulse of the chamber synchronize with her heartbeat, as if the walls themselves were alive, pulsating with long-held secrets. The growl echoed yet again, this time louder, and Clara understood the urgency. They needed to act quickly, yet the desire to uncover the truth held her in place. "Do you think it's warning us?" Marco asked, his voice barely masking his fear. Clara met his gaze, her chest tightening as she considered the implications. "Or perhaps urging us to listen," she replied, a mixture of dread and intrigue swirling within her. The growl resonated through the chamber once more, a fierce reminder of their precarious situation. Clara felt the shadows gathering, almost pressing against her, urging her to turn back. Yet, the thrill of the unknown was intoxicating. "We're on the edge of something monumental," she murmured, captivating her friends with a hint of wonder, despite the apprehension that lingered in the cold air. As the growl echoed again, Clara felt an unshakable conviction settle within her. This was a moment in time fraught with the promise of discovery and danger intertwined. With a deep breath, she turned back to the chamber, fully aware that their journey had only just begun, and the truth awaited.